Your name is
what
now
was
Renee.
that, Zoe? What
You have
was
a new
that?
name.
I mean, now I've been trolling by Xenon, by D-Man, and by our host, Zoe. Thank you very much.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to League of Legends here at the Intel Extreme Masters in Cologne. It is going to be Meet Your Makers versus Alternate coming up next. I am joined by Aranea.
Nice.
And Zen on the Stoic.
That was cool.
That's okay, that's okay. Yeah. I don't always bully you, according to Reddit. By the way, I'm a bully. I'm a bully.
You're
Yeah, humble.
gentle. You have
Humble
a
boy.
Gentle soul.
We are bullying poor Ara here.
He's just crying very, very little between games. There's a minimum amount of crying, which is always to be expected in esports.
Well, he's Spanish.
Yeah, you have to realize when they take out the camera, like they start hitting me, they start like throwing me to the floor, they take me like,
Yeah.
they take me like things. I don't know. It's really
You like
hard
it,
time
though.
for me. It's gonna be a really hard time for me.
It's a hard time. We've got the temperature warm enough for you, I think. We've made it to the Spanish heat.
Nah, the Spanish heat.
The Spanish heat in here, so it's definitely getting a little warm in the studio. But
men versus alternate.
Meet Your Makers versus Alternate. So Meet Your Makers, very, very strong. And well, you know, we've sent a lot of COG fans there. They are going to be upset by that first game.
I wanted to ask to the crowd: if there
Easy for you to say, man.
is anyone there in the crowd not cheering for CLGU? And well, Alternate, there are some of them, but still, like, I guess everyone fan of CLG.
Everybody loves COG, that's the thing. Yet,
That's good.
Meet Your Makers are the team to beat right now, it seems. CJ Entus also having to put up a big performance against Team Alternate. What are we expecting in this one? Meet Your Makers going to bully them in this one?
I would expect it. Once again, Meet Your Makers are very, very strong with the early aggression, and I'm just going to repeat myself from last game. You need to be able to react to that as a team, and I don't know if Alternate can do that.
Well, we can pass to the bans and picks, and we will try to predict as much as we can the bans and picks. We start for Alternate banning Katarina and...
Well, not quite ready yet.
We don't want to see that.
Nope.
We don't want to see that. We'll let the production do that, I think. Yeah, I mean, what are we expecting in the picks and bans?
We expect Katarina...
You doing a bit of a Usain Bolt there, or...?
Is putting the bans and picks.
Katarina and Leeson, for sure, yes. We could do a radio cast of the picks and bans. So far, Alternate have banned Katarina and Diana. There we are. And there's the Ezreal ban from Meet Your Makers. So
That's curious. I mean, Medox is extremely good AD, but he has something like, I will say, like Wicked. He has a really small champion pool. He's really good with Ezreal. He's really good with Caitlyn. He's really good with Graves and probably with Corki. But I don't see him playing other 80s than that 4 80s.
And ladies and gentlemen, we can actually hate on Wicked even if CLG EU are not playing. We have that ability. But in the AD section, is there not a smaller pool of viable champions anyway?
Bane,
right?
Kokmao. There are a lot of champions you can play, always. Even we saw Jace.
First pick.
Oh, wow. What do you think of the first pick Rengar then?
I think he's really strong. I don't know why they laid Rengar open.
They abandoned Olaf last. Interesting.
Yep.
So is that going to be Kerp taking it, or is that going to be in the jungle? What do we think? Is Koenig's going to be taking that?
I will say Kerp. I don't think Rengar jungle works that good. He's not bad. I will never say he's bad, but he's not as strong as top lane. In top lane, he's one of the strongest top laners.
And now, does this also mean we may have an Orianna to go alongside it? Because that's not been banned out.
The Orianna Rengar combo is super strong. I would love to see that.
I was also talking about that in Singapore. Yeah, maybe you can recap again why that combo is so strong.
Well, it's obvious. Like Rengar ultimate is turned invisible, and you can jump to the character you want. And we see the Orianna pick by MYM
to counter it.
We didn't talk. I didn't say anything.
I'm just going to jump across you there. I mean, I know, guys at home, don't worry. I do this now often. But Sharu had Orianna banned out against him in the first game. And why is he so? Because he is a top Orianna player.
Yes, he is. He's definitely one of the best Orianna I ever seen in Europe. And probably one of the first Orianna as well. I remember Sharu playing Orianna, and also I remember Citizen Wayne playing Orianna. Not many more people playing Orianna at the really all times.
Until Season 2 finals, and suddenly everyone went, whoa, Orianna is really good.
Actually, at mid of Season 2, like, everyone was already playing Orianna.
Yeah.
She was really strong champion, but yeah, before that, I think it was like Sharu and Citizen Wayne playing Orianna.
Because, I mean, it's a high skill.
And this is, I talk about the 4 champions medals can play at extremely high level. It's Caitlyn, it's Graves, it's Ethereal, and probably Corki. I don't see him playing Corki that much lately, but still, his Graves, his Caitlyn, and his Ethereal is like highest level.
And Cho'Gath continues to be picked throughout this entire tournament. It's
always.
pretty much all every
strong.
game. I'd have to check the stats, but I'm pretty sure that's 100% still.
And probably because we still have the Heart of Gold.
No,
CJ Inter's played it.
we didn't saw it on the
COG?
meme against CLDU.
Yes, that's true. There was a Fiddlesticks. What was the other jungler in that one?
Ara 1.
Maybe
Yes,
Snoopy,
1000.
maybe
Yes.
Snoopy should have played it.
Yes, maybe you should have. Yeah.
I think his fiddle was
I
good.
mean, that's a
Even
you
if
think his fiddle was
even if
good?
he could not cast a single ultimate, he tried.
He didn't get
He
his
tried.
ultimate,
You
but
get
he
points
tried.
for trying.
The boys are trying.
Actually, that game was won entirely by Sona. Like every Sona ultimate
Libic,
was
yeah.
perfect by Libic. And here we go. Here we're gonna have Libic playing Nunu. You cannot interact that much on the on the game with Nunu. And we see a last pick of the AD from MYM and
Caitlyn?
the whole team by alternate.
I assume it's going to be Caitlyn to go alongside Nunu. Pretty strong combo.
Probably. I was going to say Vayne, but they have Rengar, and Rengar is really strong against Vayne.
Well, Kog'Maw is still open. Is it the same problem with Rengar?
Yeah, pretty
okay.
much.
Because you don't have any escapes.
He has no mobility.
Yeah.
Like Rengar just jump on you and just like you die, insta die. And if you don't insta die, then you have Ari, you just jump in straight off all your enemies and killing you.
So in this combo, Orianna's going to be looking to put a ball on Mokata's Skana, who's then just going to run in on.
Yeah, it's something also really.
Oh, it could be a
We
Vayne.
have Vayne. I was talking because I know Makler is extremely good Vayne. It was probably his main champion. Some months ago, he was just playing
Well,
Vayne.
if you think back to Singapore, when they were 10-2
Yes.
down,
It
they
was
had
his
the
Vayne
Vayne
that brought
there,
them back,
and they had a 7-1-3 twisted fate on the opposition side, but once you got that triple kill bottom lane on Vayne, once the snowball starts on Vayne, it doesn't tend to stop.
Yeah, the thing is, I mean, I like both setups. One of the setup we have alternate, we have a full go-in. We have a Rengar Invisible, Ari go-in, Graves ultimate, and then you have Lulu to ultimate Rengar and just go in to Vayne. And then you have, at the other side, we have MYM, who has move speed setup. I mean, we have the Nunu.
The Blood Boil, yeah.
W. From Nunu, it's speed. Then you have Orianna speed as well, W. So you can put that full speed on
Skarner
Skarner,
shield, yeah.
and then he can use Flash or everyone use Shurelius and pick anyone of the enemy team and pull to you. But you don't have a really good target. Probably the main target will be Ari on alternate team. But then you can use that speed as well on Vayne and let Vayne just kill them all. With W of Nunu, with W Orianna, you have a lot of speed to move everywhere and kill them all. I think I like so much both setups, and it's the first game. I'm not gonna put a bet on any of two teams.
You're not
'Cause
going to bet on any team.
I love both setups.
Well-
I really love both setups.
Well, I have a bet. I am just going to bet on MYM. I've seen them.
Probably from team play, MYM is better.
Yeah, I've seen them be super aggressive early, but I've also seen them come back from unwinnable games just thanks to Markless Vayne. And I don't know that Alternate have what it takes to stop that.
Here's a last quick question for you, since we do say they're a strong level 1 team. To me, Alternate have got a stronger team there. What do you think?
What, sorry?
Who's got the strongest level 1 team?
A small level 1 team is alternate. by far.
Alternate.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen, the game is underway. You can see it on the screens. Let's get over to Joe Miller and Jason Bubba. I love you.
We love you.
So here we go then, Alternate versus Meet Your Makers. Alternate pretty much fighting for survival here. Meet Your Makers, on the other hand, could pretty much seal up their path into the next round with a victory in this game against Alternate. And I just want to point out we've got Dragon Slayer Vayne, which Jason and Demon and Zenon can attest to. We saw the best Dragon Slayer Vayne cosplay in Singapore ever.
Yes, we
for
did.
a number of very, very nice reasons. But anyway, Alternate here going to be invading onto the bottom side, and we saw this positioning yesterday from SK Telecom, if I'm not mistaken, where they went into this tri-bush in the early stages. So we'll see how this one all ends up working out. From Meet Your Makers side of things, they're actually pretty much focused on this top side. Makler and Libic up in that tri-bush. Irelia is actually here, and they've already spotted where Alternate are coming from. So at least they know that one this time. Not like we saw yesterday, where it was a crazy level 1 start of things. Kubania inside of that river in the bottom. We'll see if he ends up getting caught out. Can't really don't really expect that to happen to him, to be honest with you. We've just seen actually a ward put down here as well by MYM around this blue buff area, and now Alternate going to be heading up onto that side by the looks of things for Cottonex to start, and there is a pause.
Yeah, well, a pause anyways, but still, the top lane coming out of Meech Makers, I really like that Vayne and that Nunu combo against a Rengar. I mean, he's like one of the hardest champions to go 1v1 against. You don't really see many people beat him since he builds naturally tanky, but Vayne with that true damage is going to have a really easy time against him, and we'll see if Curb actually heads down to the bot lane in the meantime. And Joe, who do you have your money on?
I don't have any money. No, but if I did, for example, I still like MYM Makers team. I mean, we saw yesterday how hard Vayne can carry. We saw in Singapore how hard Makla's Vayne can carry games into that late game. And you just can't really deal with him that well. Once he gets to that point with the Phantom Dance in there, Infinity Edge, or with a Bloodthirst, and then a Last Whisper, then into GA, like, at that point of the game, you have to have pretty much already won it, in my opinion, to stop a Vayne from really doing the damage that she could. And we can see there, MYM Makers, I think it's actually Makla, who's just got a couple of little issues. I think actually his PC kept popping up a window saying that he just plugged the headphones in, which obviously someone so micro-intensive like Vayne, or I mean for everyone, it's not going to be a good situation to be in. So they are just working on getting that one fixed. We've got a couple of admins here. See that just walking in front of the camera nicely. But just down to the left-hand side of your screen, you've got Sean underneath the table fixing the PCs up. And hopefully that won't take too long of a time here to be getting finished off while we get into this game. But Jason, we were talking about who my money's on. What about you?
I'm going to have to go with MYM Makers for pretty much the same reason. I mean, that Vayne is just so devastating late game. And then you have an Orianna protect him. You have a Skarner on top of that. It's just really going to be impossible for them to get to him without a hard engage to it. All they really have is Kerp jumping in. And, well, obviously going to have a hard time doing that against this, especially if he goes 1v2 in these lanes. But, I mean, it's Kerp. I mean, he plays an amazing top lane. He can pretty much play any champion just like So has, right? At least has a huge pool. But MYM, I mean, they look so solid in game number 1 against CLG. That was so one-sided. The hyper-aggressive play out of them was amazing.
I can see that Abhorsen behind the players, just making sure that everything is working out on that front as well. Obviously, former manager for SK now working over with the lovely people at Riot. And that's our admin, Sean, there.
Him and I actually casted
doing his stuff.
I think it was over the last weekend, or no, during the week on Thursday. Him and I casted together, doing some Season 3 pre-qualifiers, and that was pretty fun.
Not Sean, you mean Abhorsen.
Oh yeah, Abhorsen, sorry. It was fun. Definitely was. So Joe, I mean, what teams do you look are going to go through in this group stage, and then how do you think it's going to play out through the rest of the tournament?
Thing is, the way that it started, obviously, MYM Makers with 3 points, CJ Entus with 3 points, actually makes it even harder somehow to call this group, in my opinion. From what we saw of Alternate, I don't think that they can beat MYM Makers. I don't think they're at that same level right now. They may prove me wrong with this one. We'll see how their whole game works out from this side of things. But, I mean, if MYM Makers win this one, they're pretty much guaranteed through there anyway. CJ versus CLG is going to be a ridiculously hard game to call as well. So I think this group is still wide open, despite the fact that we did have both teams winning their opening games, MYM Makers and CJ Entus. I think Alternate, I mean, if they win this one, they're right back in it, and this group is even more ridiculously wide open. We saw in Singapore that the times do actually come into play. If we have a tiebreaker, the times between the teams that are tied will actually count as to who goes through into the next round. And MYM Makers, well, they saw their Polish friends at ELO Hell going out because of that ruling. So you can't really be messing around with that kind of thing. You want to be winning games quickly and losing games slowly. I know that sounds somewhat weird, but that's what you have to do to work the times in your favor.
Well, we said earlier today that this is probably the hardest group out of the two.
Yeah.
And we already have Fnatic and SK Telecom moving on from Group A. I don't think you actually gave me an official word for the 2 teams you expect to move on here, but...
Okay, no, I didn't. I just said it's really hard to call. Honestly...
But with the way Fnatic looked yesterday, I mean, they played exceptional. 3-0 in the group?
Yeah, exactly. They won every single game. So the second place team in this group, in Group E, will play Fnatic. And the winners will play second place team, which obviously was SK Telecom from yesterday. So, you know... You can have your favourites going in, whether you'd want to play SK Telecom or Fnatic. To be honest, I don't think it matters in a tournament like this where 2 of you go through to see that one. But I'm going to go and stick my neck on the line and say MYM and CLG are still going to go through.
Okay, well, it looks like the game is unpaused, and we'll be heading back in there shortly, Joe. And we do have Alton actually starting off at race, going to take that for themselves and deny that to the jungle, obviously. But we do have MetalX and Sen heading up towards the top lane.
Yep, Cotnex finished that one off, and we will have 4 men coming down towards this blue buff. This is dangerous times. There are 4 there from Alternate to stop this invade from happening. Let's have a look how far gone this blue buff already is. We are going to see it's not quite a smiteable level as Cotnex going to get the knock up there, taking a good bit of damage. But these charms going to be very important. The first one didn't quite land where Alternate will have wanted it to, but they are following away, trying to catch in on towards Charu. There is a flash away from Charu. Actually, yeah, it was Libic that actually flashed over the wall here as well to get himself back to safety. So Alternate doing a good job of defending this blue buff and have forced 2 flashes to be burnt to their
reset again.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a little bit slower there, but at least they will be able to get their blue buff. I mean, Shogat, not really dependent on it, but it helps him quite a bit as he did take his Rupture first. So, I mean, it kind of put him a little bit behind. Obviously not the ideal thing you want to take, but in the meantime, Makati did end up picking up his red, heading over towards race. And we do have that lane switch we were talking about earlier with the 2 AD carries in the top lane with the supports. And we have Aurelia versus Rengar in the bottom.
Yeah, I expect Rengar to be very strong in this lane. We know that Kerp is one hell of a beast, to be honest with you. And, well, Rengar's proved over the last couple of tournaments here, IPL in particular, how strong he is, and probably worth a ban, I think, from almost every single, or from every single team. In my opinion, that's how strong he is on this current price that we're playing on. Obviously, Zed. And we'll see how he goes through this game. I mean, you can already see 16-4 is the CS lead for Rengar. Like, that's like the perfect opening start for him.
Yeah, Q1 being forced to farm under his towers. Rengar's pushing. Look at me. I'm actually heading towards the mid lane right now. Will be spotted, though. Trying to apply a lot of early pressure. Maybe get that first blood over to his mid lane. But Charu sitting pretty far behind as Kerp, like I just said, was spotted. And the blue buff, they have it warded. So they know Skarner hasn't gone for it yet. And they could actually make a plan. Oh, we do have a 3-man gang coming in mid lane, though. Yeah,
I think Charu should stay safe from this one. There's a flashing to the Boulder Strike. But they're level 3. They can't afford to get under the tower, even with 3 of them there.
Oh, Makata coming in the top lane right now. It's going to be very bad for Alternate.
And let's see how they turn this one around. There is the snowball coming out onto MetalX. Here comes Makata. He's not super healthy, though. They've decided to turn over on towards Sand, who will actually flash away. MetalX takes a bit of damage there in the process as well, but Meteor Maker's not quite able to tie a first blood up in that situation. And just as we were talking about CS, Rengar left the lane for a little bit too long, and Kubon is right back up there with him.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see what Rengar's going to go, because we saw at IPL 5, like you're mentioning, just straight tank.
And, Makata in the jungle. He's going pretty low there. What's happening? And, well, it was just the golems, actually. But down in this bottom lane, Kerp and Kubon going to be exchanging damage pretty much the entire time here, I think. And now Kubon's even got the advantage in CS and in levels, despite being behind there. Cotnex is still waiting in this top lane for an attempt at something, but with that wave pushed up, probably not going to get the chance and will be recalling.
I really like the play of Alternate right now, sending Cotnex towards that top lane. They need to deny Vayne. They can't let her farm up this game. I mean, we all know how strong she gets. Even if you deny her early on, if you let her farm, she can be very strong. But giving that little bit of advantage to MetalX and to Sen is going to help them a lot in the long run. I'm curious to see if he's going to make a lot more plays up there or not. He's heading down towards the bottom lane, has that boots, actually picked up a ward just to make sure Kerp is extra safe. But, I mean, when he's hit 6, you can't really gank him.
Yeah. And that's the real problem. I mean, it's hard enough anyway in the top or even in his bottom lane because of the brushes and because of the way it works, jumping in and out there. Like, it's going to be really hard to lock him down. And once he's got that ward in position, probably won't have too much of a tough time. I mean, the only thing that you can really rely on is flash ulting in there from Skarner and grabbing him before he pops that ultimate to get away. So we'll see how that one all works out. It's going 33-22. That wave that he just took put him a good 10 CS in the lead, but Aurelia now back into the lane will be bringing that one back as well. The AD carries Vayne got a slight advantage here at 36-33, but we're certainly seeing a different Meteor Makers than that last game. I guess it was kind of obvious when you got the likes of Vayne in there, who's obviously getting stronger and stronger and stronger as she goes along, that they can't go for that super early aggression anyway.
And Joe, you've been covering Meteor Makers for practically a year now. Is this the kind of game they can play? Like, can they really drag it out and play as well as they did, like we saw in game number 1 versus CLG?
I think it's longer than a year, to be honest with you. I mean, WCG was also like the last weekend of December, if I'm correct. Well, not the last weekend, but the last weekend before Christmas, I should say. And before that, seeing them in EU Nordic and East, the team's pretty much the same. They've switched out their top lanes, which for the better, in my opinion. I mean, Kubon's proved to be stronger than Kikis, I think, overall in this one. But yeah, they're definitely a very versatile team. It's not like they're a one-trick pony in terms of they can be aggressive at level 1 and that's about it. They can definitely do a lot of damage throughout this entire game. So they won't be at any disadvantage, in my opinion, with this whole lineup. It's something that they're going to be very comfortable with. Makler is a phenomenal Vayne player as well.
Yeah, one thing you just mentioned is that over a year of time, they only changed one person on their team, and that to me is amazing. We see a lot of teams drop a player after a big tournament because they feel like he was holding the team back. But in the end, I mean, there's only so much of a skill cap you can have, and it's just all about getting used to your players and getting used to each other as a team. But Kerp, I mean, he's just harassing away, actually leveling up his battle roar, which I mean, typically see. I've actually seen a Rengar level up his Bola Strike before against an Aurelia, and actually kept her out of lane. But then again, if you're going to build him tanky, it doesn't matter in the end, as he does have that Heart of Gold, which we no longer see anymore, Joe.
Sad times.
Yep.
No, I think his Battle Roar is better anyway for lane sustain, so not really surprised to see him going in that direction. Meanwhile, we did see the AD carry and support coming down in towards this blue buff once again. Going to get that warded up, as it does actually spawn. So we'll see if MYM make a play for that one. Sang going to get condemned against the wall here. Not sure if they got the damage. There's the exhaust coming down on towards Makler. Can they finish off Sand for first blood? He's going to be exhausted. One more hit. The snowball comes down. Now Makler in trouble. He will flash away. Summon a heal is popped, and that will keep him safe. And that's all here. Yeah, we saw him running a lot of Vayne's running cleanse in this kind of game, but to be honest with you, the heal can prove just as vital for that. I mean, if he had cleanse in that situation, he was dead anyway.
Yeah, I mean, the Graves has so much burst, even running with a Lulu who does a lot of damage herself. You're going to need that heal. Cleanse would help out, but if you look at the end goal of what Alternate has, all they really have is the Charm, which is pretty easily dodgeable by a Vayne since you have that tumble. Yeah. And then Kurt Bola striking you with that 5 points of ferocity. But we do see Connex and Charu meeting up with each other in the jungle as Makati taking his red buff.
Yeah, Charu there sticking around. He's just trying to delay enough so that Cho'Gath doesn't go topside and try to steal away this red buff. So nicely done there by Charu. Has lost a little bit of time in this middle lane. He's now 10 CS behind this Ahri, which I think we can pretty much expect considering how things have done. This bottom lane, the Rengar versus Irelia. Rengar got that Heart of Golden, as we mentioned earlier on. Irelia going in towards, I'm guessing with that Phage with the Ruby Crystal in there, and also got that Doran's Blade. You can see the damage there coming out of Kerp. He actually didn't really jump onto Kubon, but the W doing sufficient damage. I mean, you do that five, 6 times and he's dead. It's like, that's just all you need to do as a Rengar.
Just jumped into a middle of a wave with Kubon there. Wasn't even scared. Popped the Battle Road twice. Like you just said, healed up. And I mean, Kubon, he's being forced to pop a lot of health pots. He's being forced, well, not forced to, but leveling up that heat and style just for that extra regen. We did have come to the top lane.
Yeah, dive. Oh, not quite coming in there. He actually used his ultimate and tumble just to get that invisibility underneath the tower. And they're certainly scared. I mean, one thing that they've got there is the slow coming out of Limit Snowball, plus he can ulti now and he's level 6. Plus the Condemn can really buy you a lot of time underneath the tower like that.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to give up any more kills as you're already currently down 1-0, and they already fed 1 kill over to Makler. If you feed him 1 or 2 more, it's just going to be... Your top lane's not going to win, period.
Now,
we do have items being built up. We should probably go into that just a little bit, just to talk about it. I mean, Rengar, like we were saying before, building tanky. We had those boots mobility done on Cho'Gath, the Chalice on Ahri and Orianna, which it's a standard item going into that Athene's and Holy Grail. We do have Graves, those 2 Doran's blades, and the Berserker Greaves. And Lulu, I mean, we've seen Meteor Makers, like you're saying before in the first game. They were the first team to really use these pink boards.
Yeah. To be honest, I think Kubon's pretty...
Oh, top lane, Joe.
Oh, yeah, we are. Just seeing Charu coming in there. Sand is dead from that one. And my point was that I don't think that Rengar is really causing Kubon too many problems now in this lane. I mean, he's got that Doran's Blade in there for the extra health plus the extra damage, sitting on that Ruby Crystal as well. But that will be 2-0, and that's 2 kills for Vayne. And we always talk about these hyper carries. And one thing you can't afford to do is give them the kills. As I'm talking there, we do see Skarner go down, or don't see Skarner down, as was more of the case in that one. Promise, guys, I won't miss any more today. Otherwise, I'll give out free stuff all day long on Twitter. But this is going to be the first turret of the game, going over to Meteor Makers. And that's just a big win in this top lane from their side of it. I mean, 2 kills on the AD carry, on Vayne nonetheless, plus taking out that early turret. They may lose middle here, though, which is not a trade that you want to take, in my opinion.
Yeah, you're not. I mean, no one's really a big fan of losing that middle turret, but I mean, MYM Makers is solid in game number 1 for CLG. They took that top turret, then they sent a 4-man gank down inside bot lane to take it as well, and we might see them do it this time as well, because they're a hyper aggressive team as we know them, and with this Vayne having 2 kills already, having the Zeal done with the Nunu Blood Boil, that extra movement speed, they have the ability to go for these lanes and get these towers done extremely quickly. Doesn't even matter if Graves farms up anymore, because he doesn't have really any items or any kills behind him. As we do see Vayne and Nunu heading down to his bot lane. Are they going to send Kerp top? Not really 100% sure. Or Kerp, wow, Cubon, they're both Ks. Not really sure if he's going to go for it, as they are heading for a dragon.
Yeah, no ward in there, not going to be spotted. Actually, the only ward really around is in this corner brush here, so they walked completely around the other way. Alternate not going to know anything about that one going down. Makata just smiting it off for the finish, and that's easy money in the bag there for MYM Makers. They are currently 500 gold, if I could count, in the lead.
I like how you mentioned giving away free stuff on Twitter when you already shaved your head for people on Twitter, Joe.
Yeah, I know. I like doing stuff like that. I'm a giver. Oh, wow. That. Anyway, so MYM Makers down now with that duo lane in the bottom again. Kerp is actually still there, and Makler needs to be careful because he's very tanky, and he does a lot of damage with that Battle Roar. Gonna be tied up there, and now we see Alternate taking that top turret as well. So overall, that trade really working in the favor of of Alternate.
Yeah, I mean, Makler, he needs levels right now to be able to compete with Kerp. He doesn't have that silver bolts leveled up yet. Obviously went for Tumble first, and once he gets that, he can easily solo Rengar. At least for the most part, he should be able to, unless Kerp, uses his stealth to his advantage. But they are pushing his bot lane. We do have Fronlord coming in from the bottom as well, and this could be the 3rd turret actually going down for MYM Makers.
Yeah, and doing it is exactly as they should, in my opinion. I mean, they know that Vayne probably is not going to risk trying to defend turrets like this when they're outnumbered, so they can probably feel quite comfortable in pushing straight on towards these towers at this stage of the game. As Libic here is actually going to get charmed up. Ult is absolutely 0. It's not absolute 0, it's the absolutely 0 that time coming out for Libic. And Makler almost getting hit with the charm as well. We've got Graves and Cho'Gath waiting in the wings. Skarner is there as well.
Yeah, all 10 members currently for both teams down here.
This could end up being a bit of a crazy encounter. As Rengar jumps in there, Alternate looking like they really want this turret. All it takes is Makata to flash in now with the Orianna ball on him.
That's the thing, though. He has an Oracle on him.
Impale.
He doesn't really want to give that away early on, as he went for it. It's a pretty early item. He does have those 2 GP10s, but Alternate backing away surprisingly, as we do see Char went to that mid lane and farm up and catch up a little bit to Fronlord. The Thanes and Holy Grail done for Fronlord right now, and we do see Char currently almost done with it. Doesn't have the gold just yet. It should be finishing that up shortly. And that cooldown reduction, which is really what MYM Makers is waiting for. I mean, when you have Skarner's ultimate up, you can afford to team fight. Well, as long as Char's ultimate is up on top of that.
Yeah. And now we see Kubo again being chased out of the lane. He's actually dropped back a little bit in levels and in CS as well. 110 to 90 for this solo lane. Middle 108 to 112 in favor of Orianna. The AD's Graves starting to pull ahead there, but those 2 kills on Vayne, if we have a look here, 4,500 to 4,100. Obviously the Dragon gonna help in that one, being also a bit more equalized by those turrets. Yeah, Kerp could be in trouble here. And unsurprisingly, going to pop his ulti, but there is the Impale coming down on towards Kerp. He's going to get slowed. He's not escaping this one. Where's the kill coming in? It goes onto Irelia, onto Kubon. And you can see Makata, well, losing half of his health, tanking up the turret to make that one work out. That was another great move from MYM Makers.
Yeah, it's actually a great use of that Oracle as well. They knew, like we talked about earlier, if Rengar hits level 6, he's really hard to gank. But getting that early Oracle allows him to do that. It gives him a lot of map control as well. Now they're pushing this bottom lane. They should get this turret quite easily. And Graves still in that top and just trying to catch up and farm. All right, well, catch up, I mean, he's actually ahead, but catch up in total money. But Fronlord might be able to land a charm here.
Well, he actually does land the charm, which is seems to be a signal for MYM Makers to actually dive in on towards him there. Ultimate is already running for him, does get snowballed to slow him down, and there's nothing that Alternate can really offer up in terms of a fight at this stage. Middle lane is being pushed out by Charu as well. We're all tied in turrets. Gold currently 700 in the lead for MYM Makers from those extra kills from the Dragon that went down earlier. Will be coming up here at 18 minutes, according to our timers.
I'm a little bit surprised at the lack of ganks coming out of Makata. I mean, when he gets level 6, his presence is insane.
Oh, Libic. This is very dangerous. Connect's going to come in. Where is the knockup? The knockup actually missed, which may just be enough for him to survive. Yeah, he flashes in the end over the wall, which always a bonus to have a flash down, whichever way you look at it.
Oh, sorry, he's actually trying to steal away red there for a second, ends up backing away. Been a very ballsy play on his part, but Makata going to notice something was up and check the bush, and we'll spot him here, but Krip should be able to keep him off this red.
Yeah, rest of the team's coming around here to offer some support. Krip maybe force back. Connect's just going in there with that Oracle now on Cho'Gath to deny the vision for Meet Your Makers, but the entire team is pretty much going to collapse in, but it's 5-man push from Alternate, and wisely Meet Your Makers not going to contest that one. They decide just to let it go. And that will be a buff stolen away. Every little helps at this stage. Still a 700 gold lead. Let's have a look at the items. Boost some ability on the Cho'Gath. We've seen a few wards being picked up there by Skarner. He's gone double GP10 with that Heart of Gold and Philosopher's Stone. Aurelia already got 2 of the 3 pieces of that Trinity Force, which, as we all know, on this patch, you know, you're Aurelia, you need your Trinity Force, and you need your Guardian Angel, and you're good to go. And all the time, Vayne is getting stronger. That's the point of it. Almost up to that Phantom Dancer now finished. On the other side...
Lane. This is going to be a gank coming out Kurt from behind the tower.
But I think Kuban might be able to escape this one. Yeah, he puts a ball strike down. Not got the 5 points to get the root from it, only the slow. And Kuban will actually survive it. And actually, he's going to wait here, do some good damage to Kurt, as we do see Makata coming in. Rest of Alternate trying to turn this one around, though. Where's the charm? Actually does land onto Makata as he ignites a put a little bit early 2 down in that fight. They will back off from it in the end. But yeah, Sunfire Cape finished on Rengar now. Athene's Unholy Grail already done a little bit earlier on Ari, who must be sat on, yeah, 1,700 gold now currently. Orianna got that Fiendish Codex in there, plus the Chalice obviously headed up towards that Athene's as well, and a needlessly large rod also to boot from that one with the Sorcerer's Shoes. The AD carries, as I said, Vayne almost at the Phantom Dancer stage, and Graves getting close to his Infinity Edge.
Almost stole it right there, but great job by Mutual Makers to take these objectives, knowing the timings on them, and making a play towards it when they were ready. I mean, they forced Alternate to back because they got Rengar a little low. Sen actually backed as well, so they knew they had that free dragon. And now, I mean, the gold lead is starting to finally take effect. As you see them trying to push this mid turret here, it's currently 3-2 in favor of Alternate. But still, I mean, Mutual Makers, they have such a strong team. They're such a tanky team at the moment. And they have a lot of control built in as well. So they're forcing Alternate back. And out curve going in.
Wow, that was a
mistake.
Yeah. I think that's... I was going to use stronger words for it, but here we go. Shockwave coming down. This is surely a death. Sand uses the ultimate on Metalex. I'm pretty sure he meant to click himself there for that one as the Nunu ulti comes in. Metalex going to pick up a kill, but that Lulu ulti goes down. Makler going to pick up a kill from that one, and that will be a 2-for-1, maybe even more here as Makler not finished just yet. Will double kill taking down Sand. Great turnaround, and that all starts with just a very uncoordinated play coming out of Alternate. Kurt dives in with the entire team.
Against an
Gets
Oracle.
impaled in there with the Oracle, yeah, obviously on Skarner. Well, it's not anymore because he's dead. But a miscalculation, what could be a disastrous miscalculation in the grand scheme of this game.
Yeah, it's really a disastrous show. Look at Makler's gold right now. Sitting on 2,700 right now. He's almost done with the Phantom Dancer. Going to be working towards that Infinity's Edge eventually, but we saw yesterday just how strong Vayne can be. And with Nunu here, it's going to be that much more, I want to say disgusting, because I would hate to go up against a Vayne in this situation. We do have an Oracle picked up on Libic though, as he does finish off a couple more items, or picks up a couple of those.
Oh, Makler just finished Phantom Dancer and got a BF sword.
Good times for him at least. Well, Blue going to be taking my Front Lord, and I mean, Mutual Makers looking very strong. That was such a good turnaround by them. I mean, once they caught Kerp, they're like, go for it. You heard him behind us if you're listening in, them screaming with energy, just trying to, you know, take advantage of that little bit of a mistake. But Makler, I mean, he's behind in CS, but it doesn't really matter when he's 4-0-2, and no, that is the answer.
So, Kuban here may end up getting caught out. Nice dodge of the Rupture. Actually going in there, dashes away. And therefore misses the charm, which was already thrown out there by Pharrell Lord. As our stage manager brings us a yogurt. Always good to have here as a caster.
Yogurt?
It's actually my secret recipe of success as a commentator, vanilla yogurts. So anyway, back into it. On some more relevance here. 3,000 gold lead for Meet Your Maker. 6-2 in kills, 4-3 in turrets. Let's have a look at the kill distribution. 2 for Irelia, 4 on Mackler on Vayne, which, you know, is not the most perfect of things. Orianna would like to have some, but she got 4 assists from those 6 kills, and those kills will start to, you know, trickle through to the rest of the team. But as long as they protect the Vayne, that's basically their strategy here, is now protect the Vayne. Get that Orianna ball in the middle of them and allow Vayne as much time as possible. As there's a flash out of Makata. And it was nicely flashed back from by alternate, and now what's going to happen? We are going to see Rengar diving. Here comes the shockwave, 2 of them going down. Irelia diving in, Lulu ulti knocks them away. Nunu ultimate, not brilliant, but Mackler is still in there. Gets himself 1 kill. They feast onto him. Is he going to get knocked up? No, he's not. He's survived that one, but MYM all a little bit low here. Kubon, not sure he's going to escape this with Graves chasing him down. Actually, will dodge the rupture. 1 more auto attack. There it is from MetalX to get the kill. And that will be a 2-for-1. So alternate doing a good job of that one.
Yeah, they were just tanking up. I mean, they had Mackler just pretty much zoned out. I mean, yeah, he has a lot of damage right now with that Fan Dancer, with that BF sword, but he just doesn't have exactly what he needs. Oh, he might get caught here by Cotnex.
Yeah, he's just going to dodge that rupture. However, will we see MetalX pick anything up? He's not got a flash available. And the tumble into the bush will keep Mackler safe from that one. Orianna, in the meantime, coming back around. That was actually a pretty nice move from him with the teleport coming in. That's why I almost missed it, because she just appeared right next to Cho'Gath and was able to take him down. So, you know, MYM in the end, bringing those kills kind of level from that little encounter as Freljord here inside the brushes needs to be careful, because Makata is not finished. He's actually going to use the Impale, brings him back to the rest of the team. Freljord going to have to use his ulti charges to try and get away from this. Well, the ball from Charu will rain in. And as I was saying, those kills at some point are going to trickle in for Charu. He's now sat on 2-0-5, 5-0-3 for Vayne, 2-1-2 for Irelia. It's Baron o'clock.
Baron o'clock. Joe the Prophet Miller. Ultimate, what they need to do is, I mean, obviously shut down Mackler, but the problem they're having is if you send Kerp in with that ultimate to jump in and get that bullet strike, well, that 5-for-LC bullet strike on a Mackler, he's going to get caught by Oracle. He's going in here, but he's not going to have a good time.
Yeah, Oracle just completely counters him. Actually, the shockwave lands onto a MetalX. Lulu ultimate won't do diddly squat, and now Sand flashes himself away. But to be honest, why would they even care about Lulu? They wouldn't. That's the answer to that one. They're going to chase down on towards Cotnex. Irelia gets knocked up, but look at Mackler hammering away. He is now godlike. And that is another kill coming out. 2 for them in this. Lulu did actually manage to somehow survive. Sand all on his own on this top side, running for dear life, trying to figure out which bush he's going to go home in from. Or will he be fast enough to dive to the tower? That's the question. Makata trying to get in there. Can he hit him with anything? No, not quite. But nicely done by Lulu. Meanwhile, Mackler, they did manage to get down and pick up the Rengar. And they'll say, well, look at that. Turret's open. We've got Baron. You've got Freljord here, who's going to have a massive pair on him if he thinks about having a fight here.
Well, he has like 4 on him at the moment.
Yeah. There we go. Q comes out. Charm. Enough to force MYM away. And they'll be happy with that turret takedown. 5-3, 6,000 gold lead for them currently.
And an 8-0-3 Mackler. That's you never want to see that. But Mackler, his micromanagement is amazing. As you saw in this entire last fight, he dodged. Oh, he got hit by 1 rupture, but he dodged everything else after that. And just with his items, with his damage, he was able to take down that Cho'Gath. And we will have another Dragon going over to MYM. So, you know, they picked up Baron, they got another 2 kills, and then they swung around to Dragon, giving them even more gold. As they do see Vayne sitting at 2,000 almost. Nunu, oh, Cuban going on a Freljord here.
Look at that damage coming out as well. Just from the ultimate, as actually Kuban in the end goes low. The slow coming out of Sand. Not going to be able to lock him down though. And Kuban will be quite happy to go home and spend the 1,100 gold that he's got from those last couple of encounters. Meanwhile, Orianna, death cap finish now. Actually didn't end up finishing the Athene's unholy grail right now. Say, well, you know what? Don't think I need it anymore. I've got a blue buff, got Baron on. Let's just go straight in for that damage.
You've seen his ultimate, though. At that Baron fight, he caught MetalX, took him down to half-life just from the ulti and his dissonance. Yeah. And that's what they need. If they get someone that low, they're going to win the fight, period. And also, they have to make a play here. It's really unfortunate because they're not in a good situation. MYM has this Baron, but we're seeing 2 GAs, actually 3 GAs, no, 2 GAs being built. 1 on Irelia, 1 on Vayne. And when that happens, there's just no possible way Alternate can win these fights unless they catch someone out in the jungle. And with the way MYM have been playing, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, the attack speed from Vayne is just enough already. 2 attack speed, like
not even a point, just 2.
Just 2. No points in this one.
1.6.
As the rupture goes in, Mackler actually got the command protect on him, and he stood right next to an Oracle here. Kirk going to go low. Oh, the shockwave gets all of of them inside of it. This is going to be a massacre. Makato is in the middle of them, but the kills coming down for MYM. There's a double from Oriana. Where's the finisher? Where's Vayne? Back into the fight. Mackler now going to chase down Tumble. 3 shots for Ellenlord down, and that will be the ace coming out. They lost 2 men for the pleasure, but what a trade-off once again. Meet Your Makers absolutely on fire here. Mackler 10-0-5, 4-1-9 coming out for Charu on Oriana. Mackler's just 2.1 attack speed right now, by the way, just to clarify how fast he is hitting at this stage. There is going to be the inhibitor taken down, and Meet Your Makers again can say, well, you know what, I'm going home, because Mackler's got 2,300 gold. Yeah, we'll have that GA when he goes back, but I mean, we saw Kerp go in there, but he was spotted by that Orco, as you were mentioning, and yet they didn't really go after him because they knew, you know, once he goes in, he's not going to have much damage. He's going to try to get that bullet strike on a Mackler, but it didn't work. And they ended up winning that fight. That was an amazing shockwave coming out of Charu, and that's why even at the expert desk he was saying, or Arne was saying, Charu was like the first person to ever play Oriana, and it shows right here just how good he is at it. We do have a voice stat picked up for him though, and that's just going to make him. He can pretty much one-shot Metal X with his ult and his full combo. Yeah, they're in a dangerous situation now, Alternate. I mean, again, we get to these points where we talk about throws needing to happen, and I think it's a similar situation because Mackler is 10-0-5. You've got to kill him. If you don't kill Mackler, you're not winning the fight. You're never going to win the fight if he's not dead. And the big problem is Alternate has no attack speed reduction. They need a random wins, they need a Frozen Heart. I mean, Cho'Gath is building towards his Glacier Shout, but it's going to be just too late. They need that attack speed reduction just to stop that damage that comes out with that Silver Bolts. But it's a little too late, Joe. Like I was saying, Alternate had to make a play while Meet Your Makers had that Baron, and now they got Ace. They're not going to be able to win these fights. Well, there's one thing that's for sure here. However bad of a situation Alternate are in, they're not going to give it up. They lost their last game to CJ Enters. They can't lose this game. So they're going to go throw everything that they can. It's going to be an all-in strategy probably at some point that they feel gives them the best opportunity to do something in this game. But they're going to go for that at some point. They have to go for it. But will they be strong enough when that comes around? Highly unlikely, but Alternate still are in it, that's for sure. But we'll have to figure out exactly how in it once that next fight is finished, which I fear for Alternate, to be honest with you. I mean, you're saying they need to kill Mackler, which is completely true, but he's a GA now. How do you kill him twice? If you can't kill him once at this point, how the heck are you going to kill him twice? I think the answer is you're not, Jason. Yep. That's the sad part about it. But let's see, Alternate trying to defend this inner turret in the middle lane, or the inhibitor turret in the bottom lane. What? Skarner pushing through the middle lane. That's what threw me off, because I was looking at Skarner just pushing those super minions straight through in the mid. But what do you do in this situation, Alternate? I mean, do you back off? Do you leave this tower? No, probably not. But do you let those super minions come through onto your Nexus turrets? Also can't do that. As you see, Mackler going in there, doesn't really care whatsoever. As a shockwave will pull for Ellenlord. Are they going to go for this one? Graves' ulti did come down as well, but they're quite happy to just keep going, having to go at these towers as Limit going a little bit low from that encounter as well. But Mackler going to push in. There comes the Impale onto Metal X. Lulu ulti won't really do that much. Knock up from Cho'Gath, but where are the rest of the kills going to come down? Meet Your Makers can't quite grab anyone else. Actually, ulti is still running here on Mackler, so may want to get involved. Sand, just from the command dissonance, goes almost down from that one. As the orb from Ellenlord will miss Mackler. He's still full HP, has that GA as well. He could probably take on the whole team. That's how strong he is right now. There is the second inhibitor of the game going down. Expertly dodges that charm with his tumble as well. And Meet Your Makers go home. Guess what? It's shopping time again. 1,000 gold for Oriana, 1,300 gold for Vayne. What's she going to go for?
Well, gets caught. Not going to buy anything just yet, but...
Well, that's delayed it at least 20 seconds.
Well, obviously going to be work towards an Infinity's Edge, but I don't think he's actually going to be able to complete that item before this game is over. I mean, 30 minutes in, we saw in Game 1 versus CLG how strong and how well Meet Your Makers can play a hyper-aggressive game, but we're also seeing here is just how well they can play a longer match.
Yeah, that's why I said to you early on that they're definitely not a one-trick pony here, Meet Your Makers. I mean, this is pretty much the exact opposite strategy than that first game that they had, which was hammer them in the early stage and try and finish it off earlier. Sand is going to be getting caught out here. Exhaust down onto Kubon. He's down to half HP, so probably don't want to get too involved with this one, or do they? As we are going to see them coming in there. There's a teleport out of Charu. Where is the Oriana ultimate going to land? There is the Nunu ultimate. Oriana's ball is in there. Shockwave not used up until now, though. Well, they're forcing them away from this Baron. That's exactly what they need to do here, Meet Your Makers. As soon as they get someone down, Alternate won't be able to, I'm not sure that they can now even, really try and contest for this Baron. Their saving grace is that Kubon is low. That's like their saving grace as Makata goes in, gets charmed up. He was laughing in the process.
But look what's happening, Joe. Nexus turrets. Supermans are attacking those right now. All they're doing is just keeping them there by forcing them to, you know, check Baron every so often. But if they don't do something about this, Alternate doesn't engage, or they don't back and let that Baron go, they're going to lose their base and lose this game and lose hopes of, you know, advancing to the next round.
They still need to be a little bit careful in this situation, though, because if that charm lands and they manage to nuke someone down quickly, that's Alternate's, I think, only real chance to get back in this one. So a wrong step from Meet Your Makers could end up hurting them in the end. But they've got so much power right now, and for Ellenlord down to half HP, he has to dash in there, really, at the end of the day. Kerp gonna pop his ultimate out here. Libic will spot him. Meet Your Makers starting to back away. Here we go. Where's the Shockwave gonna land? First of all, they focus in on Kerp. Gets Melex and Kotenex, but Makata going low. Libic not super healthy either, as we do see Makata going down. Let's keep an eye on Makla, see what he can do with that micro. He gets himself 1 kill. He's gonna keep going through. Kotenex is the next target. Kotenex goes down. Come on, Makla, where you at? Oh, gets hit with the Glitter Lance. That will slow him down, but Charu is not finished just yet. Here we go for Ellenlord, very, very low. Pretty much one shot there from Makla will kill him. Sand now trying to escape. He's got no mana to really do anything. Where's the next tumble? There it is. 2 more shots. And there we go. Makla finishing that one off. Hits the inhibitor 1 time, and he's going to go through pretty much all on his own. Charu too low to really get involved. Actually, he's stood there at the back. I just noticed as he comes in. There's the first Nexus turret. The ball goes into the back to keep Ellenlord away. And look at this, Makla's going to just try and 1v1 him away. And they've got plenty of super minions really there to get this job done. But it looks like they're going to back off with those spawn time of Graves coming in. They decide it's not worth it to risk trying to finish that Nexus off right now. But they've done a fantastic job here. 2 inhibitors down. Those super minions already well up into the base. They've got more and more waves coming in to join them. And now they're going to go home to shop, because Makla, as I was speaking about before, still has a load of gold to spend. Around about 3,172 roundabout.
Look how much red there is on the mini-map, Joe. It's just so
That's
overwhelming.
The blood of Alternate.
Yep, he's back and gonna pick up that last Whisper as his next item just making sure. I was like, oh no, he might do something else, do something a little crazy, since he is 13-0-6 right now, but he has his team on his back, and as long as they protect him, they easily will be able to win this. And Alternate, they can't, they're gonna have to go for Sneaky Baron, but as you see, Meet Your Maker is in position to stop this. That is a fast Nunu.
Dodge the Rupture. Yeah, that Nunu is very fast. Boots mobility on there. And with that Blood Boil fully leveled by now, they are going to be starting off Baron. So let's keep a tab on the health there, because Charu is actually pushing in, almost nuking down Sand with the Shockwave and Dissonance. But that Shockwave is down, which could prove to be a vital thing here if Meet Your Makers end up getting caught out. There was a charm going in. Shirelia's pop. They are going to be pulling Kotenex away, but the fight is going off on 2 fronts. I can hardly keep track of the action. Kotenex is going to go down. Makla, look at him. He's right in the middle of them. He's falling low here. Is he going to get his GA popped? Yes, he will by Lulu in the end. Kerp will fall, though. And can they finish on Makla here fast enough? He dodges away from it with the tumble. Sand is now running for dear life. He manages to get the slow across them all, but, well, Charu's coming in around the side. He picks up that kill, and they are going to go for the finish here. Ellenlord will once again be the man to save the day, or probably not save the day, as the case will most likely be. He's going to try it. There is the ace coming down in the end, though, from Oriana. And Meet Your Maker's going to take out Alternate, go 2-0 here in Group B of the Intel Extreme Masters Cologne. Another brilliant performance. Opposite kind of strategy than what they used in game number 1 against CLG, but it had the same effect in the end, and that just proves that Meet Your Makers mean business.
They have to be so relieved right now, because all this hard work they've been putting in for practically a year, and they're finally starting to see some results from it, as they will see Makati right there feeling very good. I'm honestly proud to see it, because it's about time that we see some new teams finally rise up in the European scene, even North America scene, to start taking on and challenging these top 3 teams that we're currently seeing. Well, top 4 actually, with Fnatic in there.
Yep, and just to run quickly down the scoreboard, 15-0-8 for Makla, and that's my analysis of the scoreboard right there, finished.
9-1-14 Charu.
Yeah, like I said, his skills started to trickle in after Vayne got fed there, mopping them up, doing some great shockwave plays. You can see alternate. A case of like, well, we tried here, we lost 2 games on the bounce. They're going to be taking on CLG EU in the last game, which, alternate could still throw things around here, because if CLG beat CJ Enters, that will leave us with a real close mid-table in this group, which means CLG will want to beat, or need to beat even, alternate in that final game, so they still might have some upsetting to do. Obviously, our next game will be CJ Enters versus CLG EU. That's going to be it for us for this one, but we're going to go throw it over to the Cool Kids desk, and they're going to break down how Makler just destroyed the world.
We are just channeling inner Makler.
I feel stronger already.
Vayne. Wow. Vayne just destroyed them there. Makler, you called it. You called it, and you said he's going to pick Vayne. He's so strong on it, and wow. He absolutely wrecked Face there.
Yep, but I feel like it was like so many misplays by Alternate than more than big plays by MYM. I mean, it was like so many misposition by the Alternate. First of all, the support, we saw some misposition on the support. And then we saw some misposition from Kerb as well. With that Oracle and Skarner, he got completely destroyed Kerb ultimate.
Yeah, he thought he was safe because he was invisible, but yeah.
And every time, every single team fight, he got like all first objective from MYM, and he was like, in 2 or 3 team fights, the first one died. That was not really good for Alternate.
And let me point out something else about Makler's playstyle on Vayne. He's not running cleanse, which is something that we usually see, especially on, if you think about the North American scene, double lifts Vayne, almost always see cleanse on her. He's running heal, and it actually saved him in one of the first games on top lane, where he went in really, really deep to get the Lulu kill. And he barely survived. The ignite was ticking. He just barely saved himself with the heal.
I'm sorry for saying this, but even with cleans, he will survive. Cleans. Take out the ignite.
Do you take the damage out from the ignite?
Of course.
You do?
Yes.
I thought you only take out CCs from with cleanse. We'll have to look that up.
No, they patched it. They did patch it.
Okay.
They took it away.
I was going to feel really silly.
Right.
If that doesn't work.
No.
I'm trying to be the pro player. I was going to be the pro stupid.
I was right.
Something like that.
I was right for a while.
It did go through a patch.
Yes,
It got taken away and it got put back. Yes, so it does cleanse it off. But we have it's really just a Baron fight we went for. I mean, there was a lot of fights involved throughout. Really, obviously there was the support getting caught, the start, the first blood. And when you give a Vayne first blood, it's never a good start. Idea. It's not a good idea. And he slowly built up. Then he got a 3-for-1, I think it was, and Vayne picked up 2 kills in that. But we really built up to this point. And really, the fact is that they just didn't focus on Vayne. They were getting everyone but Vayne, and Makler was just off the side, already fed.
I will say, yep, it's exactly like that. I mean, MYM is a team. It's completely team. They know how to play. They have a lot of team play. And then we see Alternate who do so many misplays. We can put, if you can put the replay, the 3.52. The first gank from Alternate, it was Rengar.
All right.
He's trying to catch you out.
What is the
52. Minute 3.
3:52.
3:52, all right.
3:47, that'll do.
That'll do, yep.
In mid lane.
In mid lane.
We go at mid lane, and it was the first gank. They knew that Orianna has no flash, and Kerb flash and E. But nothing keeps on that. They could probably flash Cho'Gath and Ahri to get the CC on Orianna, but they didn't expect that from Rengar.
So he just did whatever he thought was cool?
Exactly. That's like a solo player. Then you put the minute 9.30, you call it. Did you call it like, all right, write it. This is important.
Yes.
Because this is also another miscommunication, we feel. We see Ahri coming top. They had no word. But at this point, no one did follow Ahri, and just Vayne go back. So it's like the second time, Alternate tried to gank, but they don't succeed with that.
Yeah, I was saying at that point, fail gank. You said yes, it was a decent gank because they did get the ultimate out of her.
Vayne, exactly.
But you could have killed her if the others had reacted. If they had gone forward.
Most probably, yeah. With Ahri ultimate.
And for that, you just simply got to call it early. I'm coming top. This is going to happen.
Yep.
So is that map awareness or is that just simple communication?
Communication. Yeah. It's not map awareness. I mean, if you're focused on your lane, probably all the jungler and support are like watching everything on the map. Yeah. But the AD, the mid, and the top lane, or in this case, the bottom lane was the Brazier. you have to focus on your lane, you have to focus on your enemy, you have to focus on your last hits and so on. You cannot be distracted by other stuff. It's miscommunication.
Do you guys want to show the first fight where Vayne was starting to pick up the feed a little bit? What's the timestamp on that, Demon?
The big fight? Okay, that's 19 minutes. I mean, he was already at 2-0-2 at that point because they got the kill. He got one kill down bottom. It was a 4v1, pretty straightforward.
At this point, Vayne had 2 kills from the support, 2 kills from Lulu, and now we have the first team fight. It's a misposition from Rengar. We see Rengar, he was coming from the right, and he turned invisible, but what did the scanner do? Just ultimate and kill him.
Yes,
as we
got
said.
An Oracle, hi.
Like, no one from Alternate followed that. I don't know if they didn't expect that or something, but no one could follow that, and that was completely misposition. Where I think Vayne got the kill.
Yes, she did.
No,
he didn't get the kill. He got the kill from Graves, and now he get the Lulu with the flash. And the flash and the kill. There you go. There you have a double kill for Vayne. That's something you really don't want to happen.
And maybe the last thing that I would love to show is we showed a couple of situations where Alternate had the opportunity to do something cool, but didn't have the coordination. And maybe we should show what it looks like if there is perfect coordination. I would like to show the final Baron fight and just show Makler's positioning throughout that fight. At that point, of course, the game was pretty much over already. I believe it was the 31-minute mark.
31:46, I believe.
Right. And what we see in here is just perfect positioning all the way through from Makler, and I'm going to be actually following Makler in this fight. So they've been posturing around Baron for a little while. Just going to fast forward it here a little bit so we get to the right position.
Lots
a lot
of laughing.
Very good.
They are police.
Yes, they're very, very happy people. So
here we go.
This is the one. Now let's just follow Makler.
We see Makler completely out of the damage of Alternate. No one of Alternate did a single hit. Now we had one hit from Medals, nothing more. Now second hit, and now just Makler cleaning everything and getting, I think it was a triple kill or just double kill?
Double kill.
Double kill, but he didn't follow another kill?
I'm pretty sure
he got Lulu, but it wasn't triple kill. He got Lulu now with the speed of Orianna.
Right.
Forlor saved, but Lulu didn't have that luck.
Yes. And I think that's his passive kicking in as well, of course, on Vayne.
And then that took him to just ridiculous scores. I mean, we talked about Captain Jack not getting caught out there, but he was at 13.06 there, and I think he ended some ridiculous score as well. Didn't get caught once, just immaculate positioning throughout the whole fights. I mean, is that position, or is that just lack of focus from Alternate, just simply not going for it?
Positioning from Makler. I mean, I can call some mispositions from, some misgangs or misposition from players from Alternate, but at the point you are 13-0 with Vayne, is not a really like safe pick, Vayne. You have to be really good on that. You have to know what to do. And Makler, he knows pretty much how to play Vayne, as we see on this game. It was perfectly played by Makler and also perfectly played by Orianna. I think Orianna ultimate was amazing. On 2 team fights, he almost shut down the whole team with the ultimate. It was really impressive.
Oh, we talked about Sharu with Orianna at the start. I mean, he set up a lot of things, and you were saying it, like, you know, he set up a lot of kills. We also saw another gift that potentially that he teleported in and got an insta kill.
Yes, so if you are watching right now, gift makers at home, please pay close attention to this. I want to see a gif of this. Let's look at it very, very quickly there. So we had Cotnex recalling right next to a ward. What's going to happen? Boom. Boom. I could see that repeating a couple of times.
I don't know why Cesaro didn't love there. Like, it was the moment Polish loved there.
Control 4. Control 4.
But more to the point, why did he not rupture it? It's like there's a teleport coming in. No, he saw it though. He was stood in the bush, the teleport, saw it coming in, started walking away, didn't even rupture the point.
He might have been a little bit next to the brush. I think he was not transparent.
Unless he'd already used it. Was it on cooldown?
It was.
I don't think he was on cooldown.
No. It was actually on cooldown, yes.
It was on cooldown. He just used it a moment, but he didn't use it on that spot. He used it to try and get the kill onto whoever that is above Lulu.
No.
I'll let him off.
Anyway.
I'll let him off. These pro players, they tend to be a bit better than I am.
I want that gif.
You want that gift. So, ladies and gentlemen, we do have an interview with effectively, I guess they're going to win the group now. I mean, Alternate are now out of the tournament. They are not going to be able to qualify. There could be the 1-2 situation across the...
Who's going to do the interview?
I'm guessing
Soy?
it's good.
Soy? How can I call you? How can I call you?
Rollin, pause.
Wow.
So he's going to be there, I'm guessing,
Soy.
with Makata, I'm guessing.
Thank you very much, guys. And I have Mokate joining me once more. And of course also, but, I love you.
I know you do.
I know. You need a new nickname. You seriously do. I can't say it any different. So, that was rather convincing and one-sided. Let's talk a little bit about the pick and bans, as they were fairly interesting. After your opponents took Rengar, you choose Orianna. I assume to not let this combo happen. Did that actually influence like the whole idea you had, like of your own matchup and setup?
We didn't expect the Rengar pick from their side because their top laner don't play Rengar at all, I think. But yeah, he picked it, so we had to come with some ideas in her. And all we wanted to do is not let them get Orianna. We know that Forlan plays Orianna, so we just took it away from him. And yeah, after that, it's all about it. Picks, face.
All right, well, the big story is your brother. You have to be really proud of him on that Vayne. I don't remember the score. It was that high. I don't think I can count that high. Did he actually want to play Vayne when he started, or was this just something he kind of, went with the team composition?
Yeah, man, that Wayne, my brother. Actually, he likes playing Wayne. It's one of his favorite champions. He has few of them. I'm getting lost in this, so I can't name them all. But yeah, definitely Wayne is one of his best champs and what he likes to play. So yeah, he picked it.
And we were talking about the Rengar pick, how you guys kind of went with the composition to kind of counter that. And one thing I saw you guys do, actually you in particular, you picked up a pretty early Oracle, and then with that you actually ganked him in bot lane. What else did you guys do to kind of counter that pick besides your champions?
Honestly, I don't remember that part. All I know is that once I bought Oracle, I died, then I died again, and I fallen behind. But I had a good team behind me, so they carried me. But it was more like the plan was to not lose the lanes. They had Rengar, that is better champion than Irelia is. Wayne isn't the god of lane phase as well, so the plan was not to lose, go even if we can, and then we'll win just by our comp. And it worked pretty well.
Do you think there would have been any point of time in the whole game where they had a good chance of coming back, as you guys have been in the lead kill-wise and also turret and gold-wise for pretty much the whole time? Did you see any chances where they would have been able to come back?
Yeah, I think Alternate did pretty well, and at some point of the game, I think we weren't that much ahead. This was around the time I lost Oracle and I was falling behind, kind of. Lucky me that Skarner doesn't need anything, he just catch anyways and does his job. But yeah, it was, they had a chance before the first team fights. They lost them quite convincingly, and when he got fed, and from that point, I don't think they could do anything much to bring it back.
All right, this is like a two-parter question. You have CJ Entus coming up as your next team to play. How are you guys going to prepare for them? I mean, you obviously have a little bit of time since we will see CLG and Alternate play. How are you guys going to prepare for this?
Basically, we don't like the idea of playing, picking and making tactics against our opponents. We like to make them up favoring us. We want to play what we like to play, not what the enemy doesn't like to play. So we'll just pick what we like and create tactics over this idea. So, of course, that's for sure. What we're gonna do is check what they play most, and we already know some things about them. But that's just basics. No special secret tactic, just against them, just to kick them.
And the last part of this question, I didn't want to think about it too much since you're not necessarily completely in. Depends on what happens this game. But Fnatic, you guys played against them at Campus Party in Berlin. You guys got 3-0'd. Do you guys want some revenge here?
Yeah, of course, but I think the best time for revenge would be at finals rather than semifinals. So we'll do our best to go 3-0 group stage and then face the SKT and try to go to the finals and take a revenge on Fnatic.
And you guys doing really good so far, so I'm pretty darn sure we're going to see that match happening at some point. So thank you very much for joining us for the interview. Of course, you as well, Jason. Yeah, just not going to go for your nickname anymore. I'm sorry. However, good luck with you guys, of course, for the next game, which is going to be against CLG EU. The next one we're going to have on stream should be, let me check that, CG Entus versus CLG EU. So that's definitely going to be a very interesting as well. But before that, we're going to take it over to a quick commercial break. And of course, the community talk, which is going to be with Carmex. So I hope you guys were on reddit.com/r/League of Legends and ask him as many questions as possible and as many awkward ones as well. So I can read them and laugh my ass off about that. That will be pretty good. So if you haven't done that yet, do it now. You have the quick commercials break to do that, and we're going to be right back.